Hey, what up guys? Welcome back to the fish room. If you guys are new to the channel, I have all kinds of videos on fish and different subjects. Please check out my channel. Today's video is all about how to instantly cycle a fish tank. And all that means is when you first set up a fish tank, there's no bacteria in the fish tank and there's nothing that is going to eat your fish's waste. So all it means when we're cycling a fish tank is putting bacteria in the fish tank that'll eat the fish's waste and poop. Now, if you just set up a brand new fish tank and throw a bunch of fish in there, most likely they're going to die because of an ammonia spike. And that's going to happen because there's going to be a bunch of poop and fish food in the water, and there's no bacteria to actually eat it or deal with it or actually take care of it in any way. So what a lot of people do, like myself in the hobby, is I will do something, I call it like an instant cycle. Basically, you're going to take some sort of filtration media, whether that's what's in your hang-on back filter or a sponge filter, or you can even do a canister filter or any other type of filtration really. So all you're really wanting to do is have a already set up tank. So that's kind of one thing for this. But once you have one tank set up, you can then set up multiple tanks that are already pre-cycled, you know what I mean? So once you have one tank set up, you can then take the filtration and put it in another tank, and that tank will instantly cycle, in my opinion. Now, I've been keeping fish for probably 20 to 25 years now, and I've instant cycled every tank I've ever had pretty much since the beginning. Once I figured out this trick, there's pretty much no going back, and you're never gonna wait for an aquarium to cycle. So a good example is all three of these aquariums over here. All three of these I cycled immediately. I took some filtration from this tank over here, like the sponge filter, and I squeezed it into this tank. And then all that is doing is letting some bacteria from the filter go into this tank. And that's pretty much the super simple way of looking at it. It's gonna look like you're making your tank really messy and dirty, but what you're really doing is introducing bacteria that is going to eat your fish's poop and keep them alive and happy. So we're going to use the tank over here for an example because I just added fish to this tank and I had to jumpstart it. So I'm going to take a piece of filtration and I'm going to show you guys how I would jumpstart an aquarium if it had no fish in it. So for today's example, I'm going to take the filtration from this hang-on back filter on my 40-gallon tank. If you guys are new, this is a clown knife in here. And I recently just redid his scape, but that's besides the point. So this has a super simple filtration, just a hang-on back filter, and most of the filters that you'll find in the store come with a little pouch or thing that you will stuff in there. So just pretend that this is whatever you would have in there, your normal packet of stuff. I would pull it out of there and I would bring it right over to the tank that I'm trying to jumpstart or cycle. So all this nasty, mucky, dirty stuff is what you're wanting. Now, it's gonna look like you're gonna make your tank really messy and dirty, but in reality, you are just introducing bacteria. And I'm going to just squeeze it, and it's going to let off a bunch of dirt and other bacteria and a whole bunch of stuff. So this is what I would consider jump starting or cycling a aquarium. It doesn't need much, so I just squeezed a little bit out. And you can see the dust particles. All that dust is what you're looking for. So that's all just bacteria and other good stuff. So your tank is gonna look very cloudy for a little bit, but that's very good because that just means that we've seeded bacteria into the tank. Now, once again, all the bacteria does is eat your fish's poop. So sometimes it is necessary to have a dirty aquarium at the beginning because you want to jumpstart it. Now, like I said, at the beginning, if you just set up a normal fish tank, there's no bacteria in there, and it takes quite a long time. It can take over a month to get a fish tank properly cycled and running with bacteria and algae and all kinds of stuff. But in my opinion, when you use this method and you take filtration and squeeze it in the water and get all the water dirty, it then cycles the tank almost instantly. I've been doing this for a very long time with this method, and as long as you have a good setup tank that you're taking the filtration from, everything will be fine. Now, if you take filtration from a tank that's brand new and has nothing established, obviously you're not going to do anything by squeezing it in that tank. So if you start off with a basic tank with no fish, just water and a filter, I would definitely try and find someone that has a setup fish tank, or if you have another fish tank. You can also do sponge filters, like I would take that right out of there and just squeeze it into the tank, just how I showed you with the other filter stuff. Now this works for pretty much any filter. All these filters in my fish room, I can do the same thing with, squeeze it in the water, and it pretty much cycles your tank right away. Now, like I said, it's gonna make it pretty dirty, but this is a secret method to cycle your tanks pretty much instantly. If you guys enjoy videos like this where I go over topics, please let me know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos all the time. I appreciate you. Peace.